progress, the step that you took, knowing that that step and that progress will bring you closer and closer to the goal and the intent for which you desire, the result rather for which you desire.
Ashe. Ashe.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's good. Make progress. Greetings, Sister Trudy. Welcome.
Great. Hi,
Welcome,
everybody.
Hi.
Alafia.
welcome. Hi.
Hey, Lafia.
Alafia.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're sharing some, soul sister conversation. How's it going? What's going on in your world? Mhm.
Everything's good. Everything's good.
That's
I'm
Yes,
great.
blessed. And yeah,
good.
thank you. Thank you.
Ashe. Ashe. Another thing that was really interesting, and I'll just share if in case Sister Shannon and Trudy Marion was there, Sister Ekalee was there, but there was a talk today called Words Across the Waters, that
Right.
Yeye Tish
Mm.
and Nana Abina are hosting this conversation about that's connecting people across the African diaspora. Okay,
Wow.
and so one of the initial initiatives is the creation of Ibu Kole Estates, which is a dream of Yeye's literally for decades, to have a healing house, campus, compound for spiritual development, for retreat, for initiation. And so she imagined for many years that it would happen in the US, but in fact, it's going to be happening in Ghana.
Wow.
And so
Hmm.
this is a
Mm.
connection with Sister Nana Abina's work, who has been leading people to Ghana. She's been leading tours to Ghana for 2 decades.
Wow.
And
Hmm.
so
Mm.
she's very clear that, her desire is to live and make her home in Ghana. But she just, as explained to me very recently, she's like, I just feel like there's still a few more African Americans who I need to bring over so that they can see how abundant the opportunities are for developing, collaborating, working together with the people of Ghana to create, whatever your dreams are and whatever the community's needs are, right?
Hmm.
And so I'm mentioning that because as we were talking about making progress, the conversation today, and Marion, of course, please chime in, and Sister Ekalee as well. There were two elders, two additional elders. There was Mama C, who was a Black Panther, who moved with her husband to Tanzania in 1971.
Wow.
They moved there and literally built their life from the ground up with their hands. Like they built everything from the foundation. And now they have a, beautiful home and a compound and a cultural center. So they've been there. And then there was Sister Faraha, interestingly, whose parents were from Shreveport and migrated to Oakland. So Mama C, I want to say, is in her 70s. Yeye is in her 70s. Sister Faraha is 80 years old,
Wow.
and she has lived around the world. She's lived in Africa. She's lived, throughout the United States. She's traveled here, there, and yonder with her children, and now she's made her home in Panama, where she's.
Mm.
And I was just so inspired by these women, just like, wow, like
Wow.
it was such a
Yeah.
testimony of their fearlessness, if that's the right word.
Yes, that
Yeah.
is.
It
Can
was.
you
It
hear me?
was. It was beautiful.
Can
Hmm.
you hear me?
Yes, Sister Eckley, we hear you, but we don't see you
Okay.
yet.
Oh, okay. Anyway,
Hi.
peace. Hi, everyone. I just
Greetings.
want to say that, yeah, yes, I was on a call and it was absolutely as, I'll use your word, Sister Marion, magical. And what I was most grateful for is that these elders are open to sharing and passing on the information and enlightening us all and giving us all the opportunity to do what our heart desires. Like they've set the playing field for us. Like they've worked, they've tilled the land,
Mm-hmm.
they've put the work in, and they're saying, okay, here's an opportunity for you. And we're going to do this together. We're going to do this together, and it's going to happen. And that to me is so inspirational. And I also have to share that since I've been in this group, the Sally Walker group, initially there was some things that I wanted to work on. And today, at during a call, I had the opportunity to speak them. And when I spoke the words, it connected with Yay, and she was speaking about the dream that she had, which was a connection to what I wanted to do in my village in Cameroon. So it was a confirmation for sure. As we know, everything is in divine order. There is no such thing as a coincidence. And once you set your intention, just let it be.
Ashe.
Let it be, and it will happen. And it's not about doing, it's about being and listening to spirit. So I give thanks. I give thanks for Sally Walker. I give thanks for all of you sisters. I give thanks for you, Queen Leia. I give thanks for the intuition course was the catapult of everything for me. So today I am grateful.
Ashe. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Yes, Sister Eckerly, as I was bearing witness, and I know Marion, had her own feeling about it, just to see how everything happened today. I was like, out of the nowhere, it was, your desire, for your development work, the development work is the word I'm using, but the development opportunities in Cameroon and with the children, and it was just like bing, bing, bing. It was magical. It was absolutely right place, right time.
Wow. And it was powerful. They're really strong, independent, kind of like the Ashanti tribe women, kind of coming up and sitting there like, yeah, Ashante Watt was sitting there. It gave me that feeling, that powerful, and that legacy and that honor, and to meet somebody who's been involved with the Black Panthers, who's really fought and given all of herself. And like you said, Sister Ekele, it's passing that torch on to others and saying, yay, look, it's your time to run with it. It's your time to fulfill your destiny. And I certainly felt that by the end, I kind of came into it. It's been a hard couple of weeks, as I was saying at the beginning, but God, I was so enriched and full, and my cup was just overflowing by the time I got to the end of it. So anybody who can join, definitely be a part of it. It was worth every second.
Ashe, Ashe. Thank you. Well, sisters, we are here for our continuing continuing our moonwork journey as Sally Walker sisters. And so I want to first say welcome. It's so amazing to see you all and to be in your presence, for us to be gathering once again. And thank you for your understanding that I needed just a little bit of time.
Yeah, we understand.
A little bit of time to to pour into myself, and I'm still pouring, but I'm feeling much, very present and centered and excited about our gathering. So that is the beauty of sisterhood. I didn't have any concerns when I expressed it, but y'all just came through like, girl, yes, sis, please do what you need to do. Yes, Queen Leah, do. It was just love abundant.
Do what you need to do to pour in and let your cup overflow. Remember that old
Ashe.
song we used to sing in the church? Fill my cup and let it overflow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes.
That's right. That's right. That's right. So yeah, it has been so let us, I know we've been, sharing with some opening words and expressions and recent happenings, but I always like for us to have time to check in. So I'm going to just, let us go around in a circle. I will begin and say, basically, just to reiterate what I have said already, it has been a very kind of difficult, past few weeks. at with the school year, more than anything. And that has been also, trickling into some of the other aspects of managing my life
Yeah.
as a mother, and as I, support my elder son with some of his goals. But I'm so happy. This is the good news to report that he is working. He has a new job now.
Good.
Hallelujah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I had to really stay on him about, timeliness and being prompt, and like, this is your responsibility, son. But he's rising to the challenge. He's rising to the challenge. So he got to see Crazy Mama, but I think Sweet Mama can come back now.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, if it's going to take Crazy Mama, you're going to get Crazy Mama till you understand that you need to do this. Okay. So Psalm is doing well. He's working. Dio is doing he had an excellent report card. I know this is my check-in, but I'm sharing some of the recent family things. So he went from A's, B's, and C's in the first quarter to having a completely A and B report card.
Wow.
Yes, I'm so happy. I've been affirming, like, you're an A and B student. And I know grades are just one measure. It's just one measure of a student's, performance and aptitude. But
Yeah.
I know he has that capacity and that potential. And so his teachers have reported just how much he's matured and settled into his discipline as a student. So I'm celebrating that for him. And for me, a couple of things. I have been really deeply doing heart chakra healing work.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that it was like really working because a couple of weeks ago, I guess it's maybe been, this is going into third week starting today. This will be the third week. I noticed some sensitivity at my heart, right? Like literally like physical sensitivity. And not pain, but like an ache, like heartache, right? Like an achiness at the center, right between my breasts. And so then it kind of progressively became more pronounced. And I was like, let me just go to the doctor, and check and make sure everything is everything. So that was an interesting little visit. I went to the doctor, but, there was nothing definitive. They did refer me to another physician, so that we could, check in on some of the levels. But when they tested my blood, all of my blood levels were clear, clear, good, good, healthy, healthy, everything. So I'm like, yes,
Good.
my
Yeah.
healthy lifestyle, improvements are manifesting in my physical health and my sense of well-being. But as far as, my energetic spiritual work, when I tell you I have been crying at the drop of a dime,
Wow.
like anything that is romantic, anything that is sad, anything that is touching, anything that is endearing, I am just like waterworks over here. But what I appreciate is that my heart is opening. It has had, I guess, some callous, if that's the word. But as I've been praying to be more open hearted, right, to be more receptive to giving and to receiving love,
Yeah.
it's happening. It's happening. And it's just kind of interesting to see how it's unfolding.
I
So
say.
there's that. And then out of the nowhere, to the point where it completely stunned me. Like it almost took me a week to reckon with the magnitude of this blessing. And when it happened, I was like in my house shouting and yelling. But long story short, I have the opportunity, giving thanks to Olodumare, Egum, Ori, Orisha, family, friends, community, sisters, and my elders. I have the opportunity this summer, and I will be traveling to Ghana.
Wow. I say.
Yeah,
Hey.
yeah,
I
right?
say. Awesome.
I know. And I was just like, what? So
Wow.
this Words Across the Waters collaboration and work with Yeye and Nana Abina has created this amazing opportunity for me. And I had been so much like, just in the doing and in the working and getting things done, that I'm like, okay, okay, I can't even really deal with this. And finally I was like, Leah, you got to deal with this. You got to get a ticket. You got to like start, you got to find your passport. And as I was beginning to prepare, I was like, "Oh my God.
Wow.
Oh my God. Oh my
I
God." Like, what? It has finally happened, y'all. I've been praying this for this a long time. A mighty
yeah.
long time. And I always imagined in my thinking that it would be Nigeria first. It would be first to Yoruba land, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's Ghana. But when I consider, Sister Shannon, you surely appreciate this, all of my years as Sankofa Gardens and
Yeah.
the Sankofa lady, and all of the energy and community work that we have invested in the spirit and in the philosophy and in the consciousness and in the energy and the ancestral wisdom of Sankofa, I'm like, well, naturally they would send me to Ghana first.
Of course.
Naturally, it would be Ghana.
Yeah.
So I am presently, bit by bit, making preparations to go to Ghana this summer, and I'm just literally, y'all, just flabbergasted. There's a lot of change happening, sweet change, complex change, difficult change, joyful change. It's like all at once, and I'm just praying navigate it navigate it.
When are you going? When are you going, and how long will you be there?
I will be going in July, and
Okay.
so it will be. We have a whole host of family birthdays. My Psalm's birthday in May, my mother's in brothers in June, Dio's in July. So after all of the birthday sweep, right? Then at the end of July, and I'll be there a month.
Wow.
Yes. And so when we go there, we are going to, I mean, we all have personal missions as well of things that we'd like to accomplish, but our
Mm-hmm.
collective work going with Nana Abina, who has led these tours and who has community there, is to set up the Ubukole house.
Okay.
And so literally we will be learning from the ground up, like, how do you set up house in Ghana?
Right.
And so there's another woman who's coming from Dallas, and her very specific interest and excitement about the trip is that because she's a school teacher as well from New Orleans, and we haven't really
Wow.
got to talk yet, but she's imagining her life in Ghana, and she's like, I want to know how I come and how I get a property and how I furnish it. Like, we're literally gonna be working from scratch. The property is secured, but we have to furnish it and figure out all those things.
Wow.
Mhm.
Ashe.
Yeah.
Ashe. That is awesome, Queen. That is
Thank you.
awesome. Awesome.
Beautiful, beautiful,
Ashe.
Beautiful.
beautiful.
Yes.
I mean, I know I'm going kind of long, but
No, go ahead.
I'm astounded, because every time I have traveled, and particularly when I have traveled internationally, it has been when I find myself there, it's a pilgrimage already, right? That's the spirit in which I travel, and the consciousness, particularly when I'm going to the land or an indigenous place where other people, where ancestral land, right? Somebody's people have been there for generations. It was like that for Jamaica and for Cuba and for India and and Hawaii, right? But I just know that when I get there, it's going to be more than I could ever have imagined or thought about why I was going there. The ancestors' intent and the relationships and the opportunities. And
Yeah.
so it's almost kind of like Mama Carol said this, Sister Shannon, when we did Ma'afa, that very first Ma'afa in 2000. She said, the way to is back through.
Mm,
The way to
mm,
is back through, which is
true.
Sankofa, right? The way to is back
Yes.
through.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. I don't know. I'm just excited and
Oh,
humbled and very humbled.
beautiful. Give thanks. Give thanks. That's
Ashe.
it.
Ashe.
Ashe. Wow.
Yeah. So I'll just say this in wrapping it up, I'm excited again to be helping and supporting Yay and helping her manifest this vision, to be her feet on the ground, to help bring this healing center, forward, which will be welcoming us and many, who will come to Ghana, because we're talking about, the first tour happening in 2022.
Wow.
And then I also know deeply and intuitively, and I'm need to just really sit and be quiet to hear, that this is also going to support the manifestation and unfolding of Sankofa Gardens,
Yes.
in
Yes.
Shreveport, Louisiana, so I don't know. I'm just excited and I'm so grateful.
Yes. Awesome. Beautiful. That is
Amazing.
awesome.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Progression,
Awesome.
progression,
Yes,
progression,
yes,
progress.
Awesome.
yes.
The footsteps of the right, ordered by the Most High.
Ashe, Ashe,
Ashe.
Ashe. Yes.
Yes.
So that's my check-in, and whoever cares to go next, is your opportunity.
I'll check in next.
Hmm.
I'm just continuously um just in a
Excuse me.
in a spirit of gratitude. I have um completed my first phase of there was some self-care work that I was doing related to my health, to my dental health. Well, the
Hmm.
first phase of that I've completed. um we still have some more work to do, but at least that phase is over. I completed that phase last Monday, because I was in New Orleans last weekend. Um, Also, when we had, I think it was the last new moon, that we would be doing things for improving our health, and we said we'd be doing. I think I said I'd go 3 to 4 times a week with fitness and working out and movement. I have been doing that.
Ashe.
Um,
Yes.
um, Going to the join the Y, taking advantage of their classes. They have a lot of wonderful classes. Like you just can't take them all.
Mm.
Um, but I have been doing that. I've been noticing improvements in my pressure,
Yes.
improvement in my glucose
Hmm.
reading. So just improvements, and just really really grateful. Um, Also expanding my knowledge and awareness about Nile Valley. I joined a master class that Tony Browder is teaching. It's a 3-part class. The first part was March 19th. The second part was Friday, April 16th. And we have the third part that's May 7th. And what he's doing after that, he's kind of looking for all of us that's a part of this master class to continue um, cultivating to be a Jegna, as he said, a Jegna. So Friday was just awesome. It was, it just blew me away. We have to read the chapters, the assigned chapters prior to the class. But once we get to the class, he discusses those chapters, but he also broadens it and expands it into more knowledge. So it's just amazing um how great we are, and um how much the Most High blessed us, and how we have to go back Sankofa and get that. We have to return and get that knowledge and that truth, um and just of just who we are as a people. Now, a lot of it, some of it is, I was like, boy, because when you're looking at it, when you're studying it, because this particular lesson was on stolen legacy, and he went into detail as to all what was stolen from us and what was reconstituted, and Greeks coming, and the Romans coming, and the British coming, and the Arabs coming, and everybody just invading us. But even the US, he brought out points where, you know, in plain sight, some of the places that we like to go, like the Smithsonian Institute and various places like that, you know, our heritage, our legacy, our artifacts, our history, our culture is on display. So it wasn't about, you know, getting even. It's about reclaiming and being proud and teaching our children really who we are and where we originated from, and it wasn't on a plantation. um so that's been a really, really good class to be a part of. So we have our last class, final class, on May 7th. So that's been a wonderful expansion of knowledge of who we are as divine beings and as a melanated people. So I'm enjoying it.
Sister Shannon,
Yes,
Dr. Browder, he also does excavations, right? In the
yes.
pyramids. Did he say anything about, does he ask for volunteers, or you have to be specialized in something?
No, as a matter of fact, he's excavating in Egypt right now, the 25th dynasty of Karakaman. I'm trying to remember the other king's name, Karakaman and Kabashan. I think that's the name. Forgive me if I'm pronouncing it wrong. But the Asa Restoration Project is the name of it. And every month I give, when he had the first presentation about the Asa Restoration Project, which was last year, it was during the pandemic when it started. I made a commitment that I would give something every month toward that restoration. And he's doing it in the name of Asa Hilliard, who was one of his, as he said, one of his Jegnas, and who was actually in Egypt doing a lecture or at a conference, and that's where he transitioned in Egypt. So he's been doing this excavation for the past 12 years. As a matter of fact, the plan is to open a center in 2023. Now, I don't know if he's still going to be on that timeline because of COVID, but you know, you can, you can, as far as give, if you want to give anything, he has a website. I think it's IKG is the website, and that's pretty much what I do. Once a month, I'll give a particular donation to him toward that restoration project. But yes, you are right. They are the only African American excavation team in Egypt. And he said, you know, what's fascinating about it, these folks come from all over the world, you know, and, you know, they, in so many words, what he was saying was that, look, we're not grave robbers. What I'm trying to do is restore and help our people to remember who we are and to bring honor to these great kings and great people that lived during that time. So yes, they are doing an excavation. You are correct.
Sister Shannon, what is the term that you're saying? Can you spell it and say it again? Jetna?
Jegna.
Okay.
It's let me, because when I did Kojo's book, I had on the back about the Jegna, and it's Jegna.
Checking out.
And what it is a person who is a defender of the culture, a person who promotes, who expands, who lifts up or uplifts, and will defend the culture. A lot of people are getting away from the word of mentor because of some of the historical meanings of what a mentor was, and Mr. Browder talked about that a little bit in the class, of where that word originated from, the Greeks, and what it was really all about. um, so when I was finishing up Kojo's book in 2018, I wouldn't use the word mentor. I used Jegna,
I
because it was
see.
so fitting of him, because he was a defender of the culture. He was and you know, Kojo, all things African, all things Black. He was for the uplift of our people. Um, he
Ashe.
was for the expansion of our people, uh, at home and abroad. So Jegna was a very, very fitting term, and it's an Ethiopian word. It's an Ethiopian word. So that's why um, we use, or I use that word in reference to Kojo. And then he used it in reference to the men that influenced, and women that influenced his life, like Dr. John Henry Clark, Asa Hilliard, John Jackson. Um, there's been a couple of others. I can't think of the names right now, but he mentioned them in his presentation, and how these are the individuals that helped Dr. Ben, helped him get started, and as far as his love and his passion for um, helping us to remember our history. He calls
Ashe.
himself I've heard him call himself a cultural memory specialist.
I love that. Thank you, Sister
And that
Shannon.
he is.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. One of my first books I read when I was stepping into black, deeper black African consciousness was the Browder Files, and is
Yeah.
one that I continue to recommend to people who are on that journey. Thank
Yes,
you,
I have that
sis.
book as well.
Yes. All right. Beautiful. Who is next?
I'll quickly chime in. Um, so as Queen Leah said, I'm following a little bit of that trail, but I guess because I haven't been here for a couple of sessions, I started my Oshun altar, I started my Ogun altar, my
Ashe.
Allegra altar.
Wow.
I leave offerings to those every week, and that's been powerful. So I got a reading from Yeye Louisa Tish as well, to better understand Ogun and the relationship to my people, because I understood that Ogun was important to my people, but I was just thinking in terms of war, and I was like, well, I don't feel like I'm at war anymore. I've got a good job, and I've finally got out of that hellhole, so I feel like I can rest. And yeah, explained to me that after you go to war, you heal, and that's what Ogun is for. He's there to heal you
Mm-hmm.
after you've been in battle, because you need to restore yourself after
Mm-hmm.
you've come out of that. So that was
Mhm.
really powerful and profound. And that's been very much the journey that's opened up since I've started my Ogun altar. So yes, I'm in a better place. I'm making better money, but what's coming through is, we put you here so you could rest and you could think clearly, which is what has happened since I've kind of been in this new place, and everything's kind of rising to the surface. So I'm gonna have to move house, which is a bit of a scary prospect. So prayers up, please, on that process for me and my kids. My landlords are going to be selling the house, so we've got to navigate that, but I trust in that journey and that process. I've also had a lot of trauma things come up from the past, that I've had to deal with, which has been scary, but it's all part of that healing process. It's all part of that journey of change and movement and moving forward and preparing for the next stage of my life, and where I want to go. So It's good. It's been scary. It's been nerve-wracking, all of the above, but I am stepping out on faith.
Sure.
I continue to push forward and, hopefully get to the place where I can um, be of the best value to my ancestors, to live up to, their sacrifices and their, um, yeah, the burdens they had to carry for many years. Um,
Shay.
so yes, I look forward to realizing my own potential, my own dreams, my own hopes, and clearing the past and making way for new things to grow. Because I think this is definitely the season that I'm in at the moment. And that's it.
Ashe, Ashe. Sister Marion, thank you for your update. I know you also have been deepening your self-care practices as well.
Yes, let me tell you, okay, it's not even a joke. I'm probably gonna scrub myself until I've got no skin left. But yes, it's not even a joke. Okay. I don't think I'm supposed to use the Essence scrub on a daily basis, but I do. So there you go.
You're
And I put it
shedding
on
old
my kids
skin.
too. Yeah, it's completely gone. So yes, Essence Tree, I have been swimming in that, and that's very much since I set up my Oshun altar. Everything I do, every bath I take turns into a ritual. It's
Mm,
just me speaking of my skin, loving of my skin, and
Ashe.
Queen Leia is being amazing. She's hooked me up. I know she probably has lost patience with me at times,
No,
having
not
to
at
send it
all.
all the way over to the UK. But I've had the privilege and the pleasure of getting the body scrubs, the soaps, the
Yeah.
oil, which has been amazing. And I do. It completely changes your vibration. And it's just you loving on yourself and putting yourself where you need to be at the center of your own universe. So I thank you, Madhupre. I thank you for your blessings and for hooking me up on that, sis.
You're welcome. You're
Yeah.
welcome. I'm just so happy to see you loving on you, you know?
Yeah.
And I know
Yeah.
many and we're all doing that, taking that to a higher degree and making it, as you well expressed it, making us the center of our universes. So keep going, sis. Keep going because as you very well know, as we all know, that every affirmation, every invocation, every word you're speaking must return, right? It will
Yeah.
return,
It
fruitfully,
will.
fruitfully, fruitfully. So good for you.
Thank you.
Shay.
Thank you.
Ashe. All right, who's next?
I'll go next. I'll follow up on that loving on yourself train. So I don't know if I've shared with you that I'm a housewife. I've been blessed to be,
Ashe.
but for the past 20 odd years.
Wow.
But
Wow.
yeah, it's been a good thing, but I'm ready to fly, you know?
Yes.
I'm ready to discover myself. I've been homeschooling, housewife and homeschooling and tending grandchildren and all that stuff, and I have forgotten myself in the midst of it all. So I'm in the process of reclaiming myself and looking to ahead for when the kids, my youngest is 13. So when they're gone, when they have flown the coop themselves. So I'm trying to reinvent myself. Anyway, last week we had planned a family vacation. And the day before, I decided I don't want to go on the vacation with them. I decided to do a staycation by myself. And that
Wow.
was the best decision I've ever made. Never done that
Mm-hmm.
before in my life.
Yes.
Wow.
But
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
did. I had a ball just by myself. It was
Oh,
so
Shay.
liberating. I was dancing naked in my house.
Hey.
Yes.
Doing all the things I wanted to, but didn't have the time to do. I even had to catch myself rushing, you know. I'm like, why are you rushing? Because I'm like, I have to clean up before. I hadn't didn't have to worry about that.
That is awesome.
Yeah, it was breathtakingly beautiful, and I needed it, and I asked for it, and I received it, and you know, I'm learning to do that.
Yes.
Ask for what I want and go after what I want, you know. So
yes,
yeah, I'm on that self-love train all the way, and I'm gonna ride it as long as I
Ride it. Ride it. Ride it.
beautiful.
yes.
Wonderful.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Sister Trudy. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, this is a season, like as you were expressing, Marion and Sister Trudy. I mean, we're all saying this in our ways, right? It's a season of new begin. It's spring, right? It's new
Yeah.
awakenings, new beginnings, new growth, new birth. That's exactly what it is. Beautiful, Sister Ekalee.
Yes, and as we speak of seasons, I will say that I am in my season of self-discovery.
All right now.
And these last couple of weeks, speaking in terms of self-love, I'm still doing my walking, um, bathing as well, doing head cleansings, which have been so calming and so peaceful for me. Um, I I had I don't even know. I went to a Babalawo and I had a reading, and I'm a child of a Watala, so I'm in my head a lot, like a lot. And when I do the head cleansings, it just helps me to sort of free myself from me. And it's a sense of freedom and a sense of knowing, like you already know. Why are you going around and around in certain situations and certain things? You already know. Just be. And that's just the feeling I've been in lately. And when I say self-discovery as well, I was gifted a book, and it's called The Four Agreements. So I've been through, I guess, the last 2 weeks working on the four agreements daily. And the ones that I've been doing, usually the same ones over and over, which means that I still have a lot of work to do. And the first agreement is to be impeccable with your word, which is one agreement that I I work with myself daily on. The other one is don't take anything personally. The second agreement. And the third agreement is don't make assumptions. And the fourth agreement is always do your best. So that has been very eye awakening for myself. And thank you, Queen Leah, for giving us the information of what was going on as far as the heart chakra work that you're doing on yourself, because I too have been having pains like in the chest area, and I've gone to the doctors as well, and everything is fine, and I think it's inflammation, and I've started eating more natural foods instead of the stuff that tastes really, really good with the sugar and the salt and the sauces. And that's been really good working for me. And I will do some heart chakra work. That's one thing that I didn't think about, which I probably should have thought about. And I am just like grateful for all of the blessings that the Eguns have shown me, and they're just, it's like putting pieces of a puzzle together without doing the work. You know, it's just like it just fits so easily and so gracefully. And so today I'm just like over the moon after I got off the call today. And I'm like, okay, I already started my my mission statement, my vision. I talked to the king, so I'm hoping I can schedule a meeting with him. And I'm thinking of the contacts of the sisters of Cameroon I can invite to the call. And it's just been very refreshing for me and exciting to see something that I've thought about for so long, to see that I'm able to take the first step, and it's just happening. Like, it's
Yes.
just happening. So that's where I am.
Ashe, Ashe. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Wow. Well, sisters, what a blessing it is. What a blessing it is to be blessed.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, to have abundant reasons to be grateful, to count our blessings, to know that we are loved and lovable, that we are cared for, that we are divinely provided for, protected. And Sister Eckerly, I get what you're saying about, being a child of Obatala. I do very well understand that capacity to, be in your head or my head, to personalize it, and to just kind of go around and around in that loop. And it's like, free yourself, right? Be free and trust, trust, falling on every truth, every divine truth that has unfolded, in the journey of my life, right? And even as we look at the journey of our ancestors, God takes care of his own. God takes care of her own. God takes care of us, that we are well taken care of. And so trusting that, knowing that, believing that. So I would like for us to, first of all, acknowledge our Sally Walker sisters who are not here, who are not physically present right now. Sisters, when you watch the replay, we love you.
We love you. Yes.
So, however y'all are navigating this new moon in Aries energy over there where y'all are, we're all experiencing it. But the thing about the new moon in Aries marks the first sign of the astrological calendar, right? And it's
Yeah.
also because Aries aligns with spring. So we have this I don't know, the Western calendar. I forget the name of it. The calendar that we use in the West. Who remembers, what is that called? The what kind of calendar?
Gregorian.
The
Gregorian.
Gregorian calendar. Thank you. That says, the beginning of the year is in January, right? But nature shows us, are the wisdom of nature, the wisdom of creation, and the indigenous people who lived in alignment with the seasons and cycles of nature. And as Yeye says, reclaiming our indigeneity, which is what we're doing, decolonizing ourselves. The year begins with spring, right? That's when everything is awakening. So the new moon in Aries is also the time of profound, auspicious new beginnings. Aries is the ram. And so you have a little bit of that energy of not little, but you have that abundant energy of like breaking forth. I'm seeing and imagining a ram, with its horns, and how it just, pushes through. It just bursts on through. It just breaks through. That's that Aries energy. Okay. So grab your new moon astrology books. And I'm hoping that I can easily put my hand on mine. Should be right here.
I still got to get that book.
You know what? I've got a spare one, Sister Shannon.
You do?
I do, because I didn't realize in my scatty brain early on that I'd bought it, and then I bought another one. I was like, I've already got it. So I
Okay.
can always send it to you.
Well, thank you. Just tell me the
Yeah.
cost and all of that, and I'll because I'm still. I have to ask my daughter. I said, well, I need to use it for my. I'm like, Malik, I need the book for my moon work and all. And I walked off and forgot it. So this time it wasn't her. It was me. And she says it's her book. She says it's her book. I'm like, you sure it's your book? I thought I bought that book. She's like, no, Mama. I'm like, okay. And Queen Leah, the Aries energy, your brother Kojo was an Aries.
Okay.
So when you start talking about them ram horns and they pushing
Mm-hmm.
away, it is pushing on in and knocking stuff down.
That's him.
That was
That's it.
Kojo.
That was him. Exactly. Exactly. So yeah, so we have this new moon in Aries. So in our book, it's on page 49. Okay. And then also have your journal and have your pen together.
Yes, that I have.
All right. Let me get my book here. I have a multitude of projects over here. Let's see. All right. So new moon in Aries. The new moon in Aries. Sister Marion says I will have to go in a short while, but I wanted to share some time with my beautiful Sally Walker sisters. Thank you for sharing the blessing, soul sisters.
Yeah,
Ashe.
Ashe. Ashe.
I apologize. I can't stay at all, but I'll just sneak out. I didn't want to make a big thing, but I'll just sneak out.
Okay. No, no, no. When you have to leave, you're welcome to leave. And you did tell me you had to leave early. I lost sight of that. But
No.
sisters, can we go ahead and have a round of prayer if we may?
Sure.
Okay. Okay. All right. And so I'm going to invite each sister to pray in her way. Okay. So we pray and cover one another, and those who are here and those who are in our sisterhood but who could not be present.
Mhm.
So let's take a few deep breaths and just allow yourself to continue to be grateful. Just feel the energy of gratitude, the energy of peace, the energy of all is well. Because when we have breath, we have grace.
Yes.
Ashe. Most High, Creator, Mother, Father, Source, and Supply, the one known by many names and the one who I call Olodumare, the owner of the day, the owner of the night, the owner of all creation. From the beginning and the ending of time, we give thanks and praise for this moment, this gathering, this blessing of our beautiful and sacred soul sisters who are gathered here, marking a new season as we continue this journey of springtime, new beginnings. We thank you for the goodness that is life. We thank you for the opportunity of life. We thank you for the blessings of life. We know that we are supported and protected and cared for and provided for, and that our ancestors, the wisdom, the presence, the energy, the consciousness of our ancestral mothers and fathers shows us that life will bring us many experiences and many tastes. Sometimes life is sweet, sometimes it is bitter, sometimes it is fiery, and sometimes it is cool. But in this new season of new beginnings, as we all and each navigate a multitude of changes within, and changes in our environment, and changes in society, and changes of life, we just pray that we will see many more sweet days and many more cool days as we continue forward. Give us the fortitude, Olodumare. Give us the fortitude, ancestors. Give us the fortitude, Orisha, to rise to the occasion of our destinies. Give us the power of clarity, the power of right thinking, the power of good character, to rise to the occasion of our destinies. Please give us the creativity, give us the resourcefulness, give us the fortitude to rise to the occasion of our destinies. Give us the power, the fearlessness. Give us the strength, the diligence, the discipline
Yes.
to rise to the occasion of our destinies. Please give us the joy, the unspeakable joy and gratitude to rise to the occasion of our destinies, and wherever within us and in the circumstances of our life there is healing that needs to happen, we pray that you will pour it abundantly, pour abundant healing
Ashe.
on us, abundant healing
Yes.
into us, abundant healing into our environment, abundant healing into our families, abundant healing into our thoughts, words, and actions, so that in all things we give the glory, the praise, the honor to Olodumare, and that we will be good stewards of the life that we have been given and that we are enjoying as we bring honor to the names of our ancestors, to their legacy, to their lineage, to their memory, and we say Ashe.
Ashe. Ashe.
Ashe.
Wow.
If you wish
Ashe.
to pray, you can go ahead, sisters.
I give thanks for sisterhood. I give thanks, glory, honor, and praise to Olodumare, to the
Ashe.
Orisha, to my Gun.
Ashe.
I give thanks for this cycle of change.
Hmm.
I give thanks for us riding the winds of change as they come into our lives and they move us forward towards progress, towards a better future, towards a better understanding of ourselves and each other and where we fit in the world, how we can transmute our stories, our pains, our struggles as Black women, and we come together in the power that is birthed within us when we come into this world to
Ashe.
bring about that change, to be that change, to push forward with that change in every single aspect of our lives. I give thanks
Ashe.
for sisterhood. I give thanks for
Ashe.
the journeys that have led me here, be they good, bad, or indifferent, and for
Hmm.
the lessons that have been learned along the way. I give glory and thanks to the elders who
Yes.
pour into us
Ashe.
their wisdom, their guidance, their love, their understanding, who act as a family that sometimes many of us never had. And I give glory, honor, and thanks and praise for the Sally Walker sisters, each and every one who is here, each and every one who is not. And I pray that we continue to fulfill our highest and best destiny in every
Ashe.
way, that we continue to be covered as we ride this cycle of change, as we ride the winds and the hurricanes that are before us, but that lead us onto soft, supple ground, and we lay our heads and rest easy as we know that we are on the path towards our destiny and where we are supposed to be in every way. Ashe, ashe, ashe,
Ashe.
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 Ashe. Ashe.
Ashe. All right.
Ashe. Giving thanks to the Most High, giving thanks to
Mhm.
our ancestors, giving thanks to our guides and guardians and our whole spirit team, giving thanks
Mm.
to the sisterhood
Ashe.
that's gathered tonight, those of us who are present, as well as those who are not present, but physically, but in spirit, they are here, our sisters who are always with us. We know that we are always divinely guided. We
Mhm.
know that we are always divinely protected and that we are always moving forward, upward, onward, elevating, expanding, and ascending to our greatest and highest self. And for that, to the Most High, to our ancestors, to our spirit team, we say thank you. To the elders and to our sisterhood and to so many that have poured into us,
Mhm.
to the lessons we've learned along the way. As Sister Marion said, the good, the bad, the ugly, and the indifferent, the lessons we learned to help us to get to the point where we are now, and that will continue to elevate us and uplift us to our greatest and highest self. We give thanks and praise. We give thanks and praise for every person that's in this circle, this sacred space tonight, and for their families and for their ancestors. I honor to our Queen Leia, who has taken on this mantle of leadership, of expanding women to realize that we are beautiful and we are sacred and we are enough and we are worthy. We are divine and we are more than conquerors. And that we will continue to be our greatest and highest and best and truest and most authentic self in every way, in every shape, in every form, at every level, and at every avenue of our lives. Ashe.
Sister Echo Lee, Sister Trudy, would you care to pray?
Okay. I invoke the guardians of this temple, creator, God, goddess, our ancestors, our angels, spirit guides, or rishas. Call in the four directions, north, south, east, and west.
Yes, yes,
And I just ask that we anchor ourselves into the heart of the earth and look above to the celestial realms, the moon, the stars, the sun,
yes,
that we be elevated far beyond that, and just to be grounded in truth, activate our truth chords so that we resonate with all that is true, no matter the source or the consequence of that truth. Help us to remember that we are safe. We have the right to be here, the right to take up space, that we are loved, loved, and loving.
yes,
Help us to remember too that we have the right to our true vision, the right to express ourselves, and that we are divinely aligned. We activate this energetic space for the divine
yes,
and ask that only perfect love, perfect light, perfect medicine be welcome.
yes. Ashe.
A shame.
Mother, Father, God, creator of the universe, we give thanks. We give thanks for life. We give thanks for your creation of each and every one of us, knowing that we are your children and that we are connected with one another. No matter what our differences are, you have made us divinely, divinely, and perfectly. We are so grateful and we are so thankful for the blessings that you offer us, for those that we recognize and those our eyes have yet to see. We thank you. We thank you for blessing our family. We thank you for blessing our friends.
Yes.
I offer prayer today for all those that we don't know and all those that we know that may have challenges today, be it physical, mental,
Yes.
financial,
Yes. Ashe.
loneliness, grief, those who may be in need of just a smile or a hello. We ask for your blessings that they be upon them.
A shame.
Mother, Father, God, creator of the universe, we give all thanks to our Agons, to our ancestors, knowing that when we walk, they walk with us, that they have already walked this land, that they have already been through the paths that we are, knowing that they are waiting for us to call upon them, to assist us in each and every way in all the things that we need. If we just call out their names to keep their spirit alive. And right now, I like to take about a minute for us to call out the names of our ancestors, whether it be out loud or just quietly to yourself in recognition of them as we go through this day in this evening, in this lifetime.
Ashe.
Ashe. Betty Jean Robinson.
Mabel Chapel,
Sister
Kojo
Leroy
Livingston.
Lewis Jr.,
Mildred and
Arthur
Oscar
Watson
Robinson.
Lewis,
Marion Watson.
Leroy Lewis
Walton.
Sr.,
Francis J. Livingston.
That's what about
Melindy Livingston Jordan,
Steve and
John
Ethel
Calhoun
Small.
Jordan,
Ashe.
Robertson
Yeah,
William Jordan
Ashe.
Jr. Ashe.
Ashe. Henry McGrath. Ashe.
Y'all got me crying like a newborn baby. It's
Beautiful.
a good thing I don't wear makeup at this time of night. I'd look like whatever happened to baby Jane.
Oh my goodness, that's so funny.
Oh God.
Oh, come on, prayer warriors. That was beautiful, sisters. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. From A to Z, that was complete. So beautiful.
Ashe.
So beautiful. Thank you. So, usually what we do at this time is we look at the new moon in Aries properties, or the new moon in Aries principles. And I'd like us to go ahead and take a look at some of these excuse me, y'all, I have allergies, so you see me, with tissue and my throat and all of that. It's that time of year here in Louisiana, especially.
Yes.
So what I'd like us to do is to get clear about what our intentions are for this new moon in Aries, okay? And so we will read a few excerpts, as we usually do in round, and then take some time to write. And so I'm looking at our time, it's 8:49 here. So let's give this process about 10 minutes, okay, altogether, and then we'll go into our money pouring ritual. All right.
Ashe.
So, new moon in Aries, new beginnings. I'm on page 49. New moon in Aries is the energy of new beginnings, self focus, innocence and authenticity, self discovery, independence, courage, and disengaging self absorption. Disengaging self absorption. Okay. So, I would say that would sound like and connecting with others. Everything that we've been discussing in our own ways. So Aries rules new beginnings. I'm going to paint the next page, including blazing new trails, initiating high energy, taking action, and innovative approaches. So, an example of a new beginnings affirmation may be, I want to easily find myself initiating in ways that create mutual trust and support in my relationship with. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, what are we initiating? What are we taking action with innovation? Okay. So, the next section, Sister Eckerly, will you read?
Aries rules the self, including the physical body, survival issues, instincts, assertiveness. Sample: I want to easily find inner radiance and joy manifesting in my face and physical appearance. I want to easily find myself making choices that are in the best interests of my own survival.
Ashe.
Ashe.
That's good. Okay, the next section, Sister Trudy, will you read?
Aries rules innocence, including honesty, authenticity, impulsiveness, straightforwardness. I easily find myself acting on my constructive inner impulse. I easily find myself saying the right words to others that are a reflection of my true self.
Mm, thank you. All right, Sister Marian, will you continue?
Aries rules self-discovery, including exploration, taking risks, eagerness, and competition. I easily find myself filled with eagerness for exploring each new day. I easily find myself filled with the joy of self-discovery in every area of my life. And I want to connect with others in ways that awakens my own sense of self-discovery.
Aries rules independence, including self-direction, self-reliance, autonomy, and self-sufficiency. I want to easily find myself accepting the leadership of my own life. I want to easily find myself going in independent directions that are healthy and constructive for me. I want to easily find myself trusting myself, and I want to easily find myself following my own constructive instincts in making decisions. Okay, Sister Trudy.
Ah. Aries rules are warrior nature, including courage, leadership, strength, vigilance, boldness. I want the courage to be myself. I easily find myself confidently taking the lead in the matter of XYZ. I want to remain consistently vigilant in the matter of blank.
Mm-hmm. All right, Sister Ekele.
Aries rules self-absorption, including lack of awareness of others, selfishness, vanity, impulsive action that alienates others, anger, impatience. I want the tendency to isolating selfishness totally lifted from me. I want all impatience easily lifted from me.
Mm.
I want all self-defeating lack of awareness of others totally lifted from me.
Ashe.
Ashe.
Ashe. Sister Marion.
In matters of restoring health, Aries rules acne, eyes, head, face, scalp, and brain, headaches, and dizziness. I want a total healing to occur in the area of my blank. I want to easily attract, recognize, and begin working with the right healers for me to restore my blank to perfect health. I want to easily find myself taking action that leads to my successfully restoring my blank to perfect health and beauty.
Okay. Powerful.
Yeah.
Yes. So let's take a moment. Let's take 5 minutes now. And I'm placing this here, Sister Shannon, but I'm realizing that it's reversed. So what I
That's
will
okay.
do is I'll type it in the chat. And these are the general categories for new moon in Aries. Okay, so these are, again, forgive that last little typo or any that are there. So let's take 5 minutes to express your intentions for this new moon.
Okay, sisters, I'm going to have to head off, but blessings. Thank you for filling my cup, each and every one of you, and look forward to seeing everybody who's here and not here soon.
Blessings, Sister Marion. Thank
Blessings.
you.
Love you
Thank you.
all. Love you so
We
much.
love you too.
All right,
Bye-bye.
I'll see you soon. Bye.
Mm.
Sisters, let's take 2 more minutes. Okay, sisters, that's our time. Sister Trudy, are you complete? Okay, very good. Sister Shannon?
Yes, yes.
Okay, thank you, thank you. Sister Ekalee expressed that she had to leave to go care for her mother, but she said thank you. She sends her love.
Ashe,
Sister
Ashe.
Wangari, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome. Hi. Welcome, Sister
Hi.
Wangari.
Feel like I haven't seen everyone so long. I know I missed most of it, but I'm just happy to be here to see your faces, and I'll listen quietly and then I'll watch the review.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, we're so glad that you can join us for some of this good time tonight. And so what we're doing is we just wrote our intentions for this particular season and this moment in the season of this Aries energy that is waxing now. I do want us to all have a heads up. I'm laughing because the full moon is in Scorpio. And
Oh,
so, Scorpio, I mean, don't be scared, but be ready. That's all I'm going to say. I'm laughing, y'all, because it's like I'm kind of getting myself like together. Because usually the Scorpio energy for me is very is something that my rising sign is Scorpio.
okay.
Excuse me, my moon is in Scorpio. And so Scorpio is the hidden. Scorpio is the subconscious. Scorpio is things that we can manifest as things that we are suppressing, right? Scorpio is everything that is hidden, okay?
Mm,
So it also deals with the occult, metaphysics, which speaks to my interest in spirituality. That also is ruled by Scorpio. Scorpio is also sexual energy. Sexuality is also part of Scorpio as well. And so if there is something that is repressed, something that needs to be healed, something that may need to come to the light, okay? It is likely to unfold, in this moment now as we move into the full moon in Scorpio, and then, of course, after the Scorpio new moon. So don't be surprised if we see secrets, and I'm not saying, personal things that we reserve as private, but you know how we've seen in recent months and since COVID, how things happening with politicians and
mhm.
leaders. It's like, we're finding all of these things are coming out about people's true character and their true nature. That's the essence of Scorpio energy. It will
Oh,
reveal those things that are hidden. But for us personally, if there's something that requires attention in your life, right, it is likely that it can come forward, either through an experience or through our feelings or through, just circumstances. It brings things to the light.
okay.
Yeah. So I'm just kind of like laughing to myself because I'm like, okay, here we go. Whatever it is that I have not yet necessarily consciously dealt with is like, get ready, but it's
Here
also
it
an
comes.
opportunity for, more self examination and growth. And so it's a beautiful compliment, to the new beginnings, right?
Yes,
It's a
yes.
beautiful compliment to the intentions that we're setting with this new moon in Aries, this new beginning energy, this innovation, setting things forward, striking new paths. Because if there is something subconsciously that may thwart or undermine or be contrary or oppositional to that, Scorpio is going to give us the opportunity to confront it and to heal it and to address it. Does anyone wish to share anything about your reflections on new moon in Aries and as we are approaching this full moon in Scorpio around the 26th?
I just put a a statement, my intention is I want to easily find myself discovering, connecting, and creating opportunities and experiences
Mm.
that will always lead me to growth, expansion, and elevation of my spirit, mind, soul, intellect, body, and body, in healthy, whole, and divinely appointed ways.
Ashe. Ashe. Beautiful. Beautiful.
Ashe.
And so, Sister Shannon, I will share a bit of a personal testimony.
Sure.
And so, as you were saying, I easily find myself open to growing, in expression and all of these beautiful experiences that you're calling into your life, right?
Yes.
When I received the opportunity to travel to Ghana, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh my God, wow, like that's huge. Like, I wasn't expecting that to happen in today's conversation, you know? Okay. And then as I was, just, moving forward, I'm saying this to say this. We know this already, and we know this is divinely feminine women, right? One of our greatest attributes that we are divinely made and created to do is to be receivers, right? Is to be
Right.
receptive. So being in the feminine energy is also being receptive. And so I found myself in that kind of in my headspace thing, right? Thinking about, but that wasn't my plan for this summer. This summer I was going to do this, and this summer I was going to do that, and oh my God, can I really go on this trip? And how am I going to take care of these other things? And I had to stop myself, right? And go, wait a
Mm.
minute. There's a blessing that has just landed in your lap. Can you receive, talking to myself, can you receive the blessing?
Oh, yes.
Can you just stop, Leah, and receive this tremendous blessing that's come into your life and trust that something obviously bigger than any plan that I could have made is happening right now?
Ashe.
But it required for me to make, and again, that's something that I am even more consciously and continually growing in, is being more receptive, right? Because I have
Mm.
had to act and move in that masculine energy so much in my life, right? Of doing and
Yes.
doing and doing and doing. And it's like, no, receive,
Yes.
right?
Ashe.
And so I'm sharing that to say that was the kind of the testimony and teachable moment in the sister mirror experience that I'm offering is as you call it, be ready to receive it.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, yes,
Hmm.
queen. And it's easy for me to do that. Just like you said, be in my head, can I do this? Really? This is coming at this time? You know, I wasn't really I wasn't really game. Just like they used to say, just take it.
Hmm.
That's I mean the bottom line, that's kind of what I say. Just take it, Shan. Just receive it.
Hmm. Like, just receive the blessing, right?
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Sister Trudy, it seems like you want to say something.
Yes, yes. When you asked me to read Aries rules or warrior nature, I don't know if you noticed that little stumble because
I saw that. Hmm.
I've been I've been calling in that warrior nature within myself for a while. So yeah. So that's huge for me because as I said, I am in the process of reimagining myself,
Hmm.
reinventing myself,
Shay.
and I'm actually doing a shadow transformation course. And someone had to journey to find my shadow self. And the shadow self that they found was one who destroyed her dreams.
Mm.
Mm.
Yeah, so I'm in the process of becoming familiar with that part of myself,
Yes.
um, turning that. Well, right now we're in the enemy stage because I have locked her away for so long. So we're
Mhm.
just process of getting to know each other, um, so that I can integrate that aspect of myself that I had dismissed. All my dreams.
Mhm.
Tending to the dreams of my children and
Yes.
everybody else. So, yeah, I need that
Mhm.
warrior energy, engage that
Yes.
aspect.
Ashe, Ashe,
So,
Ashe. Do you have um, a warrior guide, a warrior model, a woman who embodies warrior energy, a warrior goddess, whether it's a goddess or a goddess on earth,
right.
an earth angel goddess whose qualities inspire you?
Well, yeah, Kali, I call on her name. I'll call her name. But for the course, we've been engaging this archetype called crazy woman. So yeah, yeah, I'm going to call
Mhm.
crazy woman.
Mhm.
Yeah. She's the one who comes in when we're deep into chaos. I mean, she's,
Mhm.
yeah. So yeah, she has that warrior energy.
Yeah, I know about crazy women.
And
Yeah, the
let me show you this little statuette that I have. She is my
yes.
warrior, and I have her on my altar. What?
Mhm.
I just pulled her out this
Ooh,
recently.
wow. I love.
Such a
She's
warrior.
gorgeous. Let
Ooh.
Yeah.
me let me make your screen larger.
Yes. Ooh.
Oh, yes. Is that a knife, a machete that
I'm
she's
not
carrying?
sure. I'm not sure. It looks like a paddle of sorts.
It's a weapon.
Yeah, some
Yeah,
kind
it's
of
a
weapon,
weapon.
yeah. But
She is
yes,
gorgeous, beautiful. Thank you for sharing her.
Yes.
thank you.
Yes.
So yeah, I need that spirit within me.
Yes, yes.
Activated fully and wholly, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, congratulations to you and much respect as you make progress and reclaiming, and activating that aspect of you.
Yes.
My inner warrior woman was birthed, and I've shared this story before, um, was with our sisterhood, but she was activated when I was literally fighting for my sanity in my life and all that I had worked for in a marriage journey, in a very bitter experience that
Mm.
was a marriage journey and a divorce, right? But it birthed this fearless woman, like this no nonsense, take no shit. I will, I will kill you for my children, woman, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I had never met her, because I had been so groomed and conditioned and taught to be, likable and to be, responsible and to be deferring and all of those things, very sweet and very almost sometimes, self neglecting. But when I tell you she came through like a lion, and I'm like, I like her. I like her. Like, I didn't even know she was there, but that experience birthed that part of me. And it was important for me as a woman to know that that is an aspect of who I am, right? Because if I need to call on her, I can.
I can't.
Because she
Yes.
so fiercely defends what is right. She so fiercely defends me. She so fiercely stood up to defend my children and everything that I work for. And I'm like, if I need to call her, I can. I don't lead with her.
Right.
I don't lead with her. But I'm like, oh, okay, she's there. So I
Mm-hmm.
hear you, sis.
Ashe.
That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. It's really beautiful to see, the multifacetedness, of who we are as divinely feminine women, of the goddess, the many faces of the goddess. And, this journey of womanhood has made it less, for at one point it was a very intellectual, kind of understanding, or academic or cultural, but it's like once you live some things, you're like, oh, that's what they was talking about. That's what
Yeah.
the energy is,
May I say something to Sister Trudy?
Please.
I just want to say, first of all, you are just so gorgeous.
Yes, she is.
I am so inspired, that you are going back, and reclaiming, as you said, your dreams, and going back to self-discovery, as we were talking about in this new moon of Aries, and going back to go get Trudy and love on Trudy and do for Trudy and spoil Trudy and shower Trudy with love and care and concern and just the utmost of tenderness that you give so many others. So I am so glad that Trudy is saying, you know what? The warrior woman in me is going back. I'm taking this warrior spirit with me, this warrior uh, um, energy with me, and I'm going back, and I'm going to get Trudy, and I'm going to nurture her, and I'm going to heal her, and I'm going to rejuvenate her and revive her, and
Ashe.
and mount her up and elevate her, and Trudy gonna soar, and she's gonna have, I am so inspired. I tell you, I am, because we do that a lot of times. We as when I know I have, I had a similar conversation with my younger daughter the other night. Some of the things that I've done in the name of being loyal, in the name of being, as Queen Leia said, in the name of being nice, in the name of being patient, in the name, and I'm not knocking all of that, but sometimes those things, I diminished myself. I diminished me and what, I need. So I realized as I got older, like Queen Leia said, you know what? I mean, the lesson for me was in some of the experiences I have was to, never dishonor myself, even while I'm honoring someone else, never sacrifice who you are and yourself at that, doing that. So I don't know if I'm making any sense, but
Yes, you are.
that's what the lessons that I have to learn, and still learning, in the name of loyalty and commitment and faithfulness and all of that, and just wanting to be accepted and liked. Didn't want anybody to, I don't want to let anybody down. I don't want anybody to be mad with me. I don't want anybody to get upset. So I'm gonna go head on and do whatever. But now it's like, whatever. Sometimes it's like, think what you want to think. Because I'm not doing that, So I just said that to say I am so excited and so inspired by you going and getting Trudy, and said, come on, girl, it's been a while, but we about to have a party. We about to get down.
Yes, indeed.
Thank you
Beautiful.
so much, Sister Shannon. You all are my inspiration. So
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
all of
you.
you.
Ashe. Ashe. So, sisters, if you have your Adinkra cards or your Oracle deck, let's go ahead and take a moment and check in with our Oracle and see what it is that we need to see.
Yes,
What
ma'am.
we need to hear. Yes.
Okay, let me stand up a minute. Okay, Shannon.
All right, sisters. So make sure you record your reflections in your journal. This is very telling. Sister Shannon, I'm remembering for several of our gatherings. You remember how I kept pulling Sankofa?
Yes,
Mm-hmm. I
I
just, it
do.
just dawned on me like, oh, okay, yeah.
Yes,
I was
yes.
seeing it in one light, but it's very interesting with the unfolding circumstances. The other thing that I'll share also about Sankofa, when I first began aligning with that symbol, because I didn't really go. I knew what Sankofa meant, but the symbol actually came to me in dreams, a series of
Mhm.
dreams where I was dreaming the symbol and connecting with the whole energy of the symbol, and so my old journals. My reflection and my awareness of Sankofa was that it was the journey to the heart.
Mm.
Because of course, there's Sankofa the bird, and then there's Sankofa, the stylized heart. And so just the alignment of so many things, the synchronicities of doing this heart chakra work and this heart activation that's happening in the Sankofa moment, it's all very interesting for me to see how this
Ashe.
is unfolding.
Ashe.
Ashe. All right, sisters. If you care to share anything, you may, and then we can go ahead and do our money pouring.
Ashe.
I can share.
Yes, thank you.
I pulled two cards from two different decks. I'll try to find the first one. Oh, okay. I have this deck, the Everyday Enchantment Tarot, and I got 10 of coins. I don't know if you can see that. And it says, whether we're giving or receiving, this 10 offers the benefits of being rich in all senses. Or good fortune may not be counted in coins, but it will be there. Money may be coming your way now, but our real currency is love. And our success can be measured in the depth and breadth of our relationships. This is a time for our treasured blood relations and other kin who join with us through affinity, not lineage. However, despite the security family offers, we may witness the more restrictive nature of such established relationships with their obligations. Remember, this patron expects his descendants to spend his inheritance as he would like and to do his will. Consequently, bonds are crucial to this card and can mean three things: a financial measure, as in stocks and shares, an enduring connection, or a limiting bind or constraint. And then I pulled Iya Kauri. Can you see her? From this deck. And the bottom line of this one, it's time to begin something for yourself. Cater to yourself for once.
Hey. Oh.
Hey.
Yes.
I love
Yeah.
that. I love that. I love that. And to me, Trudy, it's like the two cards are a beautiful complement because
Right.
pouring into yourself is pouring into your family. You know, it's
Exactly.
pouring into you, but it's like all of the goodness of your taking care of yourself benefits all of those legacy things, all of those
Right.
abundance things associated with the 10 of cups. Yes.
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 Ashe.
Ashe.
Yeah.
Ashe.
Sister Shannon, you want to share?
Oh, sure. The first card I pulled was can you all see Bese Saka?
Yeah. Bese Saka, one of my favorites.
Yes. Affluence, plenty, togetherness.
Hmm.
The cola nut played an important role in the economic life of Ghana. There's Ghana again, a
Hmm.
widely used cash crop. It also represented how agriculture and trade brought people together. The second card I pulled was Insa'a,
Hmm.
excellent genuineness, be your true self.
Mm.
Um, it's from a
Authenticity.
saying, what's that now?
I said authenticity.
Authenticity, yes. It's from a saying, I can't pronounce it, but it translates as he or she who does not know authentic inside or fabric will buy a fake. The symbol
Mm.
means know the real thing.
Yes, indeed.
And the final, and I've pulled this card a couple of times in our ceremonies. Din Dinkyim
Denkiem.
adaptability.
Mm-hmm.
The crocodile lives in the water,
Mm-hmm.
yet can breathe on land, demonstrating an ability to adapt to circumstances. So that was mine, my pull.
Yes, indeed. Thank you. Thank you. And tell me again, what was your first card?
It was Bese Saka, affluence, plenty, and togetherness.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes, yes. I mean, what's coming up now is I'm reflecting on as you shared in your opening about your studies with Dr. Browder
Yes,
and this pathway that you're on, becoming a not a Jenga. What is the word?
Jegna,
Jegna. There we
Jegna.
go. Let me change the consonants around. But becoming a Jegna. But to me, that very much that's what I'm feeling. So much with your cards.
I'm also feeling with particularly with the first one, the affluence and the plenty and the
Hmm.
togetherness. I'm thinking of that for myself and my family. Um, I was listening to again, I'm in my retirement, getting close
Hmm.
to my retirement.
Yes.
So I was listening to just a financial advisor today. It was on TV and he was talking about annuities. And he went into detail of what they were and how they benefit individuals. And you kind of learn about that a little bit in the insurance um, um, entity that I'm a part of. But I guess I really heard it today because all
Hmm.
before I've been studying it. I'm trying to
Hmm.
remember it and what all type of nudies are because I got to pass this test. But today, without that pressure of study for a test, I really heard what it meant and how, these are avenues that can bring you plenty and bring you affluence, and just being open to other areas as well. Back to the statement of intent with the new moon, creating, discovering, and connecting those opportunities, those experiences to bring me to my highest and greatest self. And that's in all areas of my life, all areas of my being.
Ashe.
So, so
Ashe.
that, thank you.
Beautiful. You're welcome. You're welcome. All right, sisters. So let us get our vessels together. So we have we're gonna do our money pouring, our water pouring, money pouring. And so we have our vessels. We did such a beautiful job with our prayer that,
Mm-hmm.
our invocation is short and sweet tonight.
Okay. I'm just making note of my cards that I pulled so I
Oh,
won't
yes,
forget.
please
I
do.
always like to make notes.
I do want to go on the record while we're setting ourselves up to say I asked a specific question in pulling my cards and asked, what ancestral wisdom should I know concerning my travels to Ghana this summer? And the card that
Mm-hmm.
I received is Jin Yame.
Wow.
Yeah, so this symbol is often used in Ghana to reflect a person who is spiritual or religious. This symbol can also confirm an oppressor is not greater than you. It's only God is greater.
Yes.
Yeah, so the supremacy of God. I said, well,
Yes.
Lord, I, I told you, send me and I'll go. So here we go.
Yes. Yes. That
Shay.
that card came up for me at our last meeting.
Mhm.
All right. I wrote that. So now I need to get stuff ready. on your night clothes.
No, I'm good right now. Thank you. Thank you. All right.
All right.
You ready, Sister Shannon?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Sister Trudy? Okay, very good. All right, so I'm going to we're going to do a relatively brief but brief and sincere invocation of the energies that we are aligning with, okay, that we are working with in our money pouring. And so I will begin and then I'll call my sisters. All right. So, first, we invoke and we give thanks and honor to the energy of air, the winds of change that are blowing magnificently in our lives in this new season of spring. I pray and we ask and we receive that the blessings of air will come into our lives as gentle breezes and even as the forceful cooling breeze, that we will not be thrown out of sorts, if you will. Not necessarily the force of the hurricane. We're not invoking that. But we are praying for the sweet, the gentle, the cooling, the refreshing, and the stimulating breeze that will awaken in us new ideas, that will awaken in us new energy, that will awaken in us new opportunities, that will awaken in us a new sense of self love, higher self love, and higher self determination and higher freedom in knowing that the wind carries us, supports us, and sustains us. So we give honor to the spirit, the essence, and the energy of wind. Ashe.
Ashe.
Right. Sister Shannon,
Yes. Which element would you like?
you can choose, Sister Shannon.
Okay, I picked up the bowl of water.
All right.
Okay. I give thanks and praise for the energy of water. Water that again refreshes us, water that cools us, water that brings us life, water that brings us sustenance, water that heals us and refreshes us,
Ashe.
water that washes those things that are no longer serving us, washes them away and renews us
Ashe.
and gives us energy and coolness and refreshing, water that flows. And may we have all things joyful and all things positive and uplifting, all things that will bring us to our highest self, our greatest self, our most authentic self. May it just flow easily to us. And may we have showers of blessings
Ashe.
everywhere we turn, out of the nowhere, out of the air, that we would be showered just lovingly with the blessings as rain comes down from the heavens. May the waters bless us. May the blessings enhance us as water refreshes us. So we again give thanks and praise for the energy of water.
Ashe. Sister Trudy.
I call upon the element of earth
Ashe.
to ground and to nourish,
Yes.
to unravel all soul contracts and break chains
Mm-hmm.
of that which doesn't serve us. Um, to know that we contain the magic of our ancestors.
Ashe.
Call upon earth to allow us to ground and nourish so that we may be pure vessels for the work of the divine. Ashe.
Yes. Ashe.
Ashe, Ashe. We also give thanks and honor to the energy and to the element of fire. Fire which enlivens, fire which quickens, fire which warms, fire which is the passion that we have
Yeah.
within us to
Yeah.
fulfill our heart's desires, to live courageously, fearlessly, abundantly, and to be advocates for the things that matter most in life, starting first with ourselves.
Ashe.
We honor fire for illuminating the darkness. Not that the darkness is something to be feared or something that is negative, only that light is the absence, or darkness is the absence of light. And so we give thanks for fire for bringing light to those situations, those experiences that need to be illuminated in our lives. We thank you for the healing power of warmth, the healing power of restoration, the healing power of nourishment, the healing power of fire energy. Ashe.
Ashe.
And last but certainly not least, we have the energy of Ajay, or the energy of money. And so we have our coins, we have our bills as well. And so we know that this form of money, this energy of money, is currency. And so as we pour tonight, become clear about what your financial intentions or your financial goals are. Speak to your money about that. And then also for any other thing that you are invoking and intending with the energy, just have a moment and pray, and then we'll pour. Okay, personal time.
Okay. Wealth, money, abundance. As I enjoy my years, use elegance, grace while I receive money and wealth to enjoy my soul and flow continuously. Yes.
You're muted, Queen Leah. Do we start now?
Yeah, Queen Leah, you're muted. We can't hear you.
I'm just singing. Thank
I
you.
was about to say, okay.
Thank you. All right, are we ready to sing?
Yes.
Okay. Out of the nowhere, out of
Out
the
of the
air, out of
out
the
of the
darkness to
darkness
aid
to
me,
aid
I
me, I
swear.
swear.
Piles upon
Piles and
piles of
piles of
silver and
silver and
gold.
gold.
Come
Come
without warning,
without
as you
warning,
have
as
been
you have been
told.
told.
Out
Out
of the
of the
nowhere,
nowhere,
out of the air, out of the
out of the
darkness to
darkness
aid
to
me,
aid
I
me, I
swear.
swear.
Piles upon
Piles and
piles of
piles of
silver and
silver and
gold.
gold.
Come
Come
without
without
warning, as
warning,
you
as
have
you
been
have been
told.
told.
Out of the
Out of the
nowhere,
nowhere,
out of
out
the
of the
air, out of
out
the
of the
darkness to
darkness
aid
to
me,
aid
I
me, I
swear.
swear.
Piles upon
Piles and
piles of
piles
silver
of
and
silver and
gold.
gold.
Come
Come
without
without
warning, as
warning,
you
as
have
you
been
have been
told.
told.
Out of the
Out of the
nowhere,
nowhere,
out of
out
the
of the
air,
air,
out of the
out of the
darkness to
darkness
aid
to
me,
aid
I
me, I
swear.
swear.
Piles upon
Piles and
piles of
piles
silver
of
and
silver and
gold.
gold.
Come
Come
without
without
warning, as
warning,
you
as
have
you
been
have been
told.
told.
Out of the
Out of the
nowhere,
nowhere,
out of
out
the
of
air,
the
out
out of
of
the
the
darkness
darkness
to
to
aid
aid
me,
me,
I
I
swear.
swear. Piles
Piles and
upon
piles
piles of
of
silver and
silver and
gold.
gold.
Come
Come
without
without
warning, as
warning,
you
as
have
you
been
have been
told.
told.
Out of the
Out of the
nowhere,
nowhere,
out of
out
the
of the
air,
air,
out of the
out of the
darkness to
darkness
aid
to
me, I
aid me, I
swear.
swear.
Piles upon
Piles and
piles of
piles of
silver and
silver and
gold.
gold.
Come
Come
without
without
warning, as
warning,
you have
you
been
have been
told.
told.
Out
Out
of the
of the
nowhere,
nowhere,
out of the
out of the air,
air, out of
out
the
of the
darkness to
darkness
aid
to
me, I
aid me, I
swear.
swear.
Piles upon
Piles and
piles of
piles of
silver and
silver and
gold.
gold.
Come
Come
without
without
warning,
warning,
as you have
you
been
have been
told.
told.
Out of the
Out of the
nowhere, out
nowhere,
of
out of
the
the
air,
air,
out
out
of the
of the
darkness to
darkness
aid
to
me,
aid
I
me, I
swear.
swear.
Piles upon
Piles and
piles of
piles of
silver
silver
and
and
gold.
gold.
Come
Come
without
without
warning, as
warning,
you
as
have been
you have been
told.
told. Out of the nowhere, out of the air, out of the darkness to aid me, I swear. Piles and piles of silver and gold. Come without warning, as you have been told.
All right, so sisters, continue pouring. We'll pour for several minutes, and if you want to mute.
I think she's muted again.
I was saying you can mute yourself and keep pouring and take some time for your personal pouring, invocations, and then we'll come back together.
Okay.
All right. So I'll look at 2 minutes over here, 3 minutes.
Okay.
Okay. together for my. All right, sisters, let's go back to our song.
All right.
Okay. Out of the
Out of the
nowhere,
nowhere,
out of
out
the
of the
air,
air,
out of
out
the
of the
darkness to
darkness
aid
to
me,
aid
I
me, I
swear.
swear.
Piles upon
Piles and
piles of
piles of
silver and
silver and
gold.
gold.
Come
Come
without
without
warning as
warning,
you
as
have been
you have been
told.
told.
Out of the
Out of the
nowhere,
nowhere,
out of
out
the
of the
air, out of the
out of the
darkness to
darkness
aid
to
me, I
aid me, I
swear.
swear.
Piles upon
Piles and
piles of
piles of
silver and
silver and
gold.
gold.
Come
Come
without
without
warning as
warning,
you
as
have
you
been
have been
told.
told.
Out of
Out
the
of the
nowhere,
nowhere,
out
out
of the
of the
air,
air,
out of the
out of the
darkness to
darkness
aid
to
me,
aid
I
me, I
swear.
swear.
Piles upon
Piles and
piles of
piles of
silver and
silver and
gold.
gold.
Come
Come
without
without
warning as you
warning, as
have
you
been
have been
told.
told.
Out of the
Out of the
nowhere,
nowhere,
out of
out
the
of the
air, out of the
out of the
darkness to
darkness
aid
to
me, I
aid me, I
swear.
swear.
Piles upon
Piles and
piles of
piles of
silver and
silver and
gold.
Piles
gold.
of
Come
Come
silver
without
and
warning
without
as
gold.
you
warning, as
have
Come
been
you
without
have been
told.
warning as
told.
you have
Out
been
of the
told.
nowhere, out of
Out
the
Out
of
of
the
the
air, out of
out
the
of the
darkness to
darkness
out
aid
of
to
the
me, I
aid me,
darkness
swear.
to aid me, I
Piles upon
swear.
piles and
piles of
piles of
silver and
silver and
gold.
gold.
Come
Come
without
without
warning as
warning,
you
as
have
you
been
have been
told.
told.
Out of the
Out of the
nowhere,
nowhere,
out of
out
the
of the
air,
air,
out of the
out of the
darkness to
darkness
aid
to
me,
aid
I
The
me, I
swear.
darkness
swear.
to aid
Piles
me, I
upon
Piles and
swear.
piles of
piles of
silver and
silver and
gold.
gold.
Come
Come
without
without
warning as
warning,
you
as
have
you
been
have been
told.
told.
Out of the
Out of the nowhere,
nowhere, out of the air, out of the
out of the
darkness to
darkness
aid
to
me, I
aid me, I
swear.
swear.
Piles upon
Piles and
piles of
piles of
silver and
silver and
gold.
gold.
Come
Come
without
without
warning as
warning,
you
as
have
you
been
have been
told.
told.
Out of the
Out of the
nowhere,
nowhere,
out of
out
the
of the
air,
air,
out of
out
the
of the
darkness to
darkness
aid
to
me, I
aid me, I
swear.
swear.
Piles upon piles of
The
silver and
silver and
gold.
gold.
Come
Come
without
without
warning as
warning,
you
as
have been
you have been
told.
told.
Out of the nowhere, out of the air, out of the
Out of the
darkness to
darkness to aid me, I
I
swear.
swear. Piles upon
Piles and
piles of
piles of
silver and
silver and
gold.
gold.
Come
Come
without
without
warning as
warning,
you
as
have
you
been
have been
told.
told.
Out of the
Out of the
nowhere,
nowhere,
out of the
out of the
air,
air,
out of the
out of the
darkness to
darkness
aid
to
me, I
aid me, I
swear.
swear.
Piles upon
Piles and
piles of
piles of
silver and
silver and
gold.
gold.
Come without warning as you have been told. Ashe.
Ashe.
Woo! Yes. That was
Yes.
good. That was good. That was good.
Yes.
So take a moment, sisters, and just bask in this energy, see it all, continue seeing it all coming to be, seeing it all already done.
Yes.
Just receive, 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 receive. Allow.
Already done.
Ashe.
Ashe.
Hmm. Well, thank you, sisters. I feel good about it.
Oh, yes. Thank you all.
I feel good about it. I feel good about it. It occurred to me as we were pouring because I was thinking, normally around this time I say an honor and appreciation to Yeye Louisa Tish, who is our elegant elder and who has carried forward this money pouring ritual tradition that she teaches many, and that we continue in the tradition of. And so, as I was remembering to appreciate Yeye, I want us to know that her birthday is April 20th.
Oh,
Her birthday
okay.
is April 20th. I forget her age exactly, forgive me, but I will get that. But what I would like to ask us to do as a sisterhood, because we are enjoying the blessings of money pouring in our lives, is if we can make a donation to Yeye, if we can collectively contribute a gift, a financial gift. Oshun's number is 5. Okay. And so my recommendation would be some multiple of 5 according to your heart's desire. Okay.
I say.
And so we will I will get that together and share it in our group, in the Sally Walker private Facebook group,
Okay.
the details of how we can share the donation, and then we can come to some decisions. I'll make a recommendation of how we will present it to her. Okay. But how does
Okay.
that sound to you all? Is I think that would be in good order for us to do that.
I do too. I agree. Yes.
Okay, okay, fantastic. So she will have a wonderful gift from the Sally Walker Beautiful and Sacred Things Sisterhood then.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Well, sisters, thank you. Go around quickly, and you too, Sister Wangari, share one word, how you're feeling right now.
Empowered.
Ashe.
Grateful.
Replenished.
Ashe. And I am also feeling overjoyed. So we give
All right.
thanks to the Most High, to our guardians, our guides, our spirit team, and the elementals. And that's it. Good night, sisters.
Good night.
Good
Thank you,
night.
Queen.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good
Good
night.
night.
Good night.